zoom in a bit. Oh. Ah. Ah. Bam. Now we're live. Now we're live for the Tuesday night live stream. We're live. We're kicking it. We're doing the stuff and the things. All the stuff and all the things. It's all happening. Everything is falling into place. Yo! What up, Speeder? What up, dude? What's going on, man? And Rent, what up? What's going on, guys? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday and late Easter to everyone. Who's Johnny? What do you mean, who's Johnny? We got new Johnnies on the way. They actually show up tomorrow. I'm super pumped for it. Joshua, what's going on? Vlogs, hey, bro, what up? Mid-death, we're just going with death on that one. Yo, what up? Eric, yo, what's going on? Jack, how you doing, man? What's up, Tanner? How's your Tuesday? It's chill. I've literally been running errands all day, but it's pretty chill. Just got back to the house, so it's kind of nice now. Xander, what's going on, dude? Engine. Hello, Tyron. What's going on, man? Peter, how you doing, man? Kenji, what up? Let's go. EJ beefing. Who? Oh, EG beefing. I was about to say, who are we beefing with EJs? Why are we beefing with people? Brent, what up, man? Made it. Yo, I've been tad for a couple of weeks. I missed you. No homo. It's all right, Fernando. What's going on, man? How you doing? How's your Tuesday, Fernando? How your past couple of weeks been, man? Welcome back to the live stream, my friend. What are your favorite tools that you regularly use? I feel like it's a good question. I feel like it's a pretty good question. I mean, mainly the main tools that I use out in the garage would probably be, it's all like Home Depot select, like cheap Milwaukee tools. I say cheap Milwaukee tools, but I mean, they're the cheaper end of the Milwaukee tools. Normally, I just use like the 3/8 electric impact, the 3/8 tool set, the 1/4-inch tool set, and then just random like screwdrivers, pliers, and whatnot. That's pretty much my go-to. I don't really, actually, if I had to pick a favorite tool, like if I had a favorite tool in the garage, it would probably be like the cam gear compressor O-ring installer tool. It's a really cool tool made by ASF Machine. I just genuinely enjoy using that tool. LOL, steering wheel shakes some while braking. Any thoughts? Pads and rotors replaced a year ago, only 4K miles. Check the torque on the lug nuts. I've had that happen to me before, and like two of the wheels or one of the wheels wasn't torqued down all the way, and the wheel would literally move when I was driving, causing obviously the steering wheel to shake. That would be one thing I'd check. I mean, how violently is it shaking? Is it like all over the place, or is it just like little baby vibrations? I mean, that's what happened to me a couple of years ago. That was just personal experience on that one. What's for dinner? I actually have no idea what's for dinner. I have no idea at all. Probably, I don't know. We got some cookie dough. Maybe I'll just eat some cookie dough for dinner. Hey, Tanner. Happy hump day from Australia. What's going on, Damon? How you doing, man? How you doing, dude? It was good to talk to you yesterday, by the way. The EG is a beaut. There is so much more EG progress that you guys are going to see in tomorrow's video that I still have to edit after this live stream. We made a ton of progress with the EG. Today I picked up some more parts for it. I had to place an order for some OEM parts to be able to continue assembling the engine. But it is what it is. It's coming together nicely. Here in the next couple days, we could probably start test fitting the engine into the engine bay and start getting everything kind of worked up and figured out. So super excited for that one. What is up, bro? Hope all is well. What up, Cody? How you doing, man? Bort Forts, yo, Smedia, just got to a friend's house for some what? Hashnish? But I promise I'll be smash the like button, folks. What up, Tanner? Getting my Subi Speed TR style taillights tomorrow for my 2020 STI. Ooh, and custom RPF1 center caps. Got the tails for a steal. Hey, glad to hear that. I mean, that you got it for a steal. And I think I've seen those like custom RPF1 looking center caps. I think Subi Speed is like the only one that sells them. Is it in yet? Winky face. The engine, that is. Sure, that's what you're talking about. No, it's not yet. It's still in the engine stand out in the garage. Yesterday, I got the cams permanently installed into the car. Got the valve covers back on. Got the timing cover, the rear timing covers on. Got a whole bunch of stuff on the car. So you guys will see all that in tomorrow's video. Also, Wolf! Appreciate the dono, my friend. Always appreciate it. You guys always come into these streams and kill it every single time. I absolutely love it. But yeah, you guys will see the EG stuff tomorrow. I'm super pumped for it. I need to order more parts for it, but that's going to have to wait until payday. But we're making solid progress with it. Hey bro, what's up? Glad to see ya. The EG build is so satisfying. Hey, appreciate it, man. Glad I can share it too. The EG build is something a little bit different. I was out there yesterday, getting it or I was working on it, and I set up like this like old table. For those of you that have like watched the channel for a very long time, you guys know my fear with spiders, and this massive wolf spider just came out from the bottom of the table, like looked at me and he's like, what's freaked out. I totally freaked out. Totally freaked out. Spider went flying across the table, ran into the bushes. It was not a spider fan. Not a spider fan. Wolf. Also appreciate the other dono, man. Always coming in here, killing it every single time. But yeah, spider just came out of nowhere. Not okay. Also, Connor, appreciate the dono. Hey Tanner, you should invite me on the next shot. Next time we go up there. Actually, you know what? I'll set something up. We'll do another drive. We'll do it in like 2 or 3 weeks. I'll set something up. I'll put it up on the Discord, and I'll probably put it up on a local, oh, I don't know. I'll announce it somewhere. I'll announce it on the Discord and in here for if anyone does want to go on a local cruise. We'll go cruise that back road again. But for sure, Connor, we will definitely shoot you an invite. I saw that over on Matt's channel. I didn't know you were up in like that area. I thought you were more in like the what is it, Eatonville out there, a little farther out. Are you going to push the EG to 1200? Are you going to go with a measly 1100? So the game plan for the EG once it's running is obviously we're going to have to break in the motor because it's a brand new fresh build. The game plan is to break it in probably for the first 3,000 miles. That car is going to be around 500 wheel horsepower. After it's broken in, we're going to take it back to the dyno, go do some full send pulls. If the car's responding well, we'll send it up as high as it'll go within reason, as long as we're not like trying to send it to the moon and launch a rod out of that thing, just because it's already a little bit difficult to find parts for it, so I don't want to have to blow it up and go back to square one. But we're going to send it as far as it's going to go. We're going to just send it as far as it'll go. Obviously, I'm not going to be driving the car around at the full send tune all the time. Realistically, if I'm driving it like out in public or anything like that, or out at the track, we're going to have different tune options for that car, so probably keep it around like 800, but when we want to go full send, like we take it to a drag strip or something like that, we'll send it up to the full send tune. Just got back from a quick run with perfect timing. Hey, nice! Michael, hello. I made it. What's going on, Tanner? What's going on, Jamie? Have 18K on my stock STI, 1 year left on warranty, 3 year 36. Have the SF intake and access port sitting by. Should I just say screw it and install? What would I do? What would I do? I would have installed it the day I got it and not waited till warranty is up. But then again, I feel a lot more comfortable working on these cars than other people do. So if mechanical failure or anything like that were to happen, it wouldn't be the end of the world for me, or it wouldn't be a huge issue. But my personal opinion, send it and throw it on there. I mean, you're going to enjoy driving the car a little bit more with that intake and access port on there. But if you don't feel comfortable voiding your warranty until your warranty is actually expired, then obviously hold off. Am I going to powder coat the cam covers and intake manifold? If so, what color? The valve covers, no, we are not powder coating those. I personally really like the polished look on those valve covers. It matches the rest of the block rather nicely. The intake manifold, yes. After the intake manifold is cut, rewelded, and modified, I'm going to powder coat it. I don't quite know what color yet. I'm kind of thinking of doing the same color scheme that I did on the 05 STI. I really like that like blackish bronze color with that gold flake in there. It looks so good in person. Like, seeing it on camera does absolutely no justice. I'm doing good. Just enjoyed taking a drive in the 04 WRX. Need some more mountain roads. I wish, like, I just got back driving down from the mod garage because I'm doing an engine build up there to help generate some funds to order parts for the EG. So I'm tearing apart this EJ257 that had rod bearing failure. There's a ton of like material in the oil pan and the oil pickup and whatnot. Dude's doing like a stage 4 extreme 1/2 inch head studs IAG closed deck block, so it'll be fun to reassemble it. I need to drop off those heads at the machine shop tomorrow hopefully, or Thursday. But I was sitting in traffic for like 2 hours in the 05 STI, and oh, that clutch is unforgiving in that traffic. It was just not enjoyable. But I totally feel it. More mountain roads. I'm all about it. Thanks for sharing my Instagram story earlier. Any time, my friend. Generally, whenever you guys tag me in like an Instagram story or you share something off of my Instagram story, I'll typically repost it. So, I mean, hey, anytime. Anytime. I'm just trying to raise awareness about the ultimate VA build. Hey, appreciate the support, my friend. Dude, there are so few easy videos or builds. You're a legend. Hey, appreciate it, my friend. Appreciate it, my friend. This is like a lot of this stuff is still learning experience for me, which you guys will definitely see in tomorrow's upload. I was looking at the cam gears yesterday when I was getting the cam gears installed. I keep calling them, but the FSM was saying that the notches on the cam gear had to be facing a certain direction, and I'm sitting here looking at the cam gears, and there's a notch on it, so I tried like it was confusing the hell out of me. You guys will see it tomorrow. Ordered a Steam Speed STX 76 for my EJ207 V7. Let's see how it goes. Ooh, I've heard good things about those turbos. Heard good things about them. Love the vids. Appreciate it, my friend. Is it in yet? It is not quite in yet. Like I said, I'm waiting to put the motor in until we actually get timing on the car. Just because I'm not going to be able to gauge how far forward the engine sits without having all of the timing components on the car, because the timing components, the timing cover, and the crank pulley are all going to add more length to the engine. So it doesn't really do me a lot of good to put the engine in right now until I have all of those components on there. Nick, appreciate the dono, man. $4.99 for the shop. You'll get for the shop I want. What you using for AOS on the EG? I recommend the IAG V3 competition. Just installed on my 12 WX hatch. So, actually, that's a pretty good question. We are going to be running a PCV system in the car, but it's going to be a catch can. So most of the IAG stuff doesn't really work for this setup, because on the EG we only have one breather port off of both heads, and that's pretty much to help balance it out. So those are probably just going to interconnect into a catch can, and then the main PCV port will also route into, I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but it's all going to go into a catch can and then just vent to the atmosphere. We'll figure something out on it, though. We'll figure it out. Normally, I do run IAG in all of my Subarus, but with the EG, it's got a totally different PCV setup in that car. You ever heard of Scooby Spotter on IG? His Subaru sounds nuts. Want to know how his turbo... I've never heard of him, but I will have to go check it out. It's a literal spaceship, apparently, so I will have to check it out and see how it sounds, because now I'm curious. Yo, Tanner, getting my car back this week. What advice do you have to break in the new engine? If you're getting your car back this week, typically the break-in period for something that is more along the lines of like an OEM rebuild, try to keep it below like 3,500 RPM. Try to stay out of boost for the first 1,000 miles. Once you cross that 1,000-mile threshold, then you're going to be pretty much good to drive the car however you want. What I suggest doing is do an oil change after 1,000 miles after braking in the motor. Drive it again. I would do another oil change 2,000 miles after that. You're going to notice within the first 2 oil changes that it's going to look glittery. Totally normal. Don't freak out. Whenever you're putting a brand new motor together and dropping it into a car, everything's breaking and you're going to have metal that's going to wear off and go into the oil. So when you see a little bit of glitter in the oil, don't freak out. Totally normal. But that would be my suggestion for doing that. Is the crank pulley dampener really worth it? 100% yes. A lot of people ask me, should I get a lightweight crank pulley? Obviously, it's lighter, less rotational mass. It'll spin a little bit more freely. Not worth it in my opinion. I like using fluid dampener. I have a fluid dampener on the 05 STI. I have a fluid dampener for the EG33 sitting out in the garage. The whole reason I love fluid dampener is it adds a lot of, I don't want to say longevity, but smoothness to the engine. Whenever you go and you remove a harmonic balancer, and there's a lot of debate on this stuff. I have a lot of the documentation from Fluid Dampener because I had a meeting with them, inquired with them about a lot of this information. Whenever you go and swap out like an OEM harmonic balancer for a lightweight one, what you're doing is you're removing all of the rubber material inside of there that helps absorb some of the vibration from the engine. If you're removing that, that vibration still has to go somewhere, and without something to absorb it, it's essentially just going into the crank, and all that vibration is being sent down to your bearings on the crank, effectively wearing them out a little bit sooner. 100%, I say getting a fluid dampener or an ATI super dampener, 100% worth it in my opinion. And the engine feels a lot smoother with them on there. Personal preference, I like it feeling very smooth. It's a very smooth, linear build-up, I guess you could call it. Yo, been thinking about the EJFA swap in the swapping the O2 Beetle. Do it. I am 100% down for it. Do it. Do an easy 30. Do an easy 36. Do it. Flat 6 the bug. Do it. Do I think a front mount intercooler is worth the money? 100%. You're reducing IATs. As long as you have a tune to accommodate it. 100%. Yes. Is there going to be a race between the two STI builds at the end? I mean, I don't think that's going to be a fair race. The 17 STI is going to smash on the 05 STI. The 17 STI is going to be making more than double the power of the 05 STI. I don't see that being a fair match. I mean, we could do it. It's just not going to be fair. Does raising compression ratio also... Or does raising compression ratio does raising compression ratio increase performance? If so, bringing my EJ from 8.0 to 1 to 8.0 to 1 to 8.5 to 1. Not necessarily. I mean, there's a balance with it. So whenever you're doing compression ratio in a rebuild, you have to think about like what turbo option you're going to be using, because obviously a higher compression ratio, you can make a little bit more power with less boost. Can be vice versa also. But there are dangers with running a higher compression ratio. If you have a higher compression ratio and you're running a lot of boost in the engine, then obviously it's going to be amplified. Cylinder pressure is going to be a lot higher. So you need to find a sweet spot. I suggest talking to your tuner. I suggest talking to your engine builder, kind of getting their take on it, because I mean, you can go severely wrong with like turbo application, cylinder pressure, and a compression ratio that just doesn't add up. Plus doing, keep in mind that head gasket thickness is also going to affect compression ratio, depending on what the motor setup is. If WX STI too much, can a WX get the same feeling? I mean, yes and no. The real benefits to an STI over a WRX are mainly the transmission, the DC-CD. Those are really going to be the bigger selling points for me. I mean, Brimbos, you can get a WRX and Brimbos nowadays, so that's not a huge selling point anymore. But the biggest one for me is the drivetrain. The drivetrain is the biggest one. Unless you're going to be going and doing a 6-speed swap from an STI over into a WRX, you're not going to get 100% the same feeling. You can tune the motor so that way it's going to, obviously, so it's going to be a little bit more responsive, so you're not having a ton of rev hang or anything like that. I mean, you can get it close, but you're never going to get it exact with the WRX 6-speed. I just don't see it. What brand turbo are you thinking for the new rad EG33? Garrett, Borg, Warner, Blausch, or Ball or Precision? We're going Precision. We're doing a Precision 6870 ball bearing AR. I'm looking at a 0.84 AR on that thing. I don't want something that's super high or super low. I really want to get it in the mid-range, so that way we can get a good compromise between spool and top-end power. I don't want to have to go like all top-end and have a crazy big AR and just sacrifice my entire spool in that car. Tanner, what is your favorite brand of cereal? What did I get yesterday? Cocoa Pebbles? I think I got Cocoa Pebbles yesterday. I like Cocoa Pebbles. Or were they Cocoa Puffs? I don't remember. It's some chocolate flavored cereal. Lorenzo! Yo, what's up, dude? Driving home, still waiting on my AOS. Ordered like 319. Also love that big 6 going in the STI. I am all about it. And a lot of stuff is on back order nowadays. I suggest doing what I do. Email companies before you place an order to see if they actually have it in stock or not, or else you might be waiting a while to actually get those parts. But hopefully you're able to get it soon, my friend. Good evening, Tanner and fellow Smedia viewers. What's going on, Eric? How you doing tonight, man? Ricky, what's up? What's going on, dude? Is Matt going to get the neon running before he heads to the retirement? I don't know. The goal for the neon is to have it running in a couple of months. I think Matt was saying on payday he's going to get some more parts ordered for that car. Can't 100% confirm. I don't know. But that's what he was telling me. Thank you for sharing your build. I just bought an SVX a little over a month ago and want to do something similar like yours, your build, but backwards. Thank you for sharing this epic build. Hey, anytime, my friend. Appreciate the support and congrats on the SVX, my friend. You should add a rear-mounted dash cam. I have a front-rear dash cam in the 05 STI. I have that. 50 of us and only 9 likes. Get them up. See, that's what I'm saying. Eric coming in here, policing people up. I'm all about it. Do people recognize you in public from your channel? Yes. Yes, they do. And all right, so here's the thing. If you guys see me in public, feel free to come up and say hi. I'm not going to avoid you. I'm not going to bite. I'm not scary. I'm a normal person. I'm just like this in all realness of the world, I promise. If you see me when driving and you wave at me and I don't notice you, don't take it personally, because genuinely whenever I'm driving, I'm just kind of like hyper focused on what's going on in front of me and kind of like jamming out to music, because that's kind of like my zen time of when I can like actually like chill and relax a little bit. But if you guys ever see me in public for real, yeah, come up, say hi, whatever. I promise I'm not a scary person. But yes, people do recognize me in public, and it's still a little bit weird for me. But I'm a pretty chill person. I'm a pretty chill person, I promise. Just a muffler delete. Just a muffler wheels and stage 1 cob. Kevin, what is that in response to? Kevin, I totally lost you there, man. Hunter, appreciate the dono, my friend. Kevin in here killing it every single time, you guys. Always killing it. Appreciate the dono, my friend. RMR me. Rumor me? I don't know what that means. My man. TGV delete question. What is poppin'? What order are the TGV deletes supposed to be installed along with the phenolic spacers? Gasket, spacer, gasket, TGV, manifold. So, gasket, phenolic spacer, gasket, TGV delete, gasket, intake manifold. That's going to be like the bloop, 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 bloop sandwich of stuff that you're going to be putting in there. You want a gasket between every mating surface that's in there. I typically try to stay away from paper gaskets. I know a lot of the OEM ones are paper gaskets. If you go to your local Subaru dealership, they have really nice metal ones that work a lot better than any paper one I've seen out there. Both Matt and I use them on both of our cars, and we have never had any issues with them. We had an issue with the paper ones kind of blowing out over time. So, I mean, snag the metal ones. Go ask your dealer for the premium gaskets. Send it. You didn't buy a fun car to not have fun. I mean, you're right. You are totally right. Cody, appreciate the dono, man. Oh my god. Hey, look. It's that guy from Smedia. Don't look. That's what I'm saying. Like, people see me on public, and then they're like, I know they see me because they look at me and I know they recognize me, but they won't like come up and say hi or anything. Like, just come up and say, hey, I'm chill. If I'm obviously like running around, or if I'm like up working at the mod garage doing a side project, then that's obviously a different story. Come up and say hi, but I'm probably like focused on working. Hey man, does running a 50-50 bypass valve, blow off valve cause damage to the FADIT engine? What's your opinion on doing it without a tune? If you're going to do it without a tune, at least get like half of the air going back in the system, so that way the ECU has some idea of what is going on with the air that's actually going back in there. If you really want to do it, send it. My suggestion is still always going to be a full-on bypass valve, but if you want the 50-50, or if you want atmospheric sound, 50-50 is going to be the best way to go. And you should be fine on a stock tune, to be honest. I mean, like I said, as long as some air is going back in the system, you might get like some hesitation from the car, but it shouldn't be a crazy amount. After the ECU learns it a little bit, it should be able to pick up and correct fuel trims. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Kevin, I'm so confused. Oh, you guys are having a conversation up there. Ooh, I have no questions at the moment, so just give me a big ooh. There you go, Christian. There's a big ooh. You should get JR tune on your 1200 wheel horsepower car you making right now. I'd like to, but JR is also on the complete other side of the country for me. So I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest. I don't want to trailer the car across the country. Hey Speedy, excited to see more on the flat 6. I'm putting a Varix SXX force on my STI tomorrow. Wish me luck. I will need it. Well, good luck. Hopefully everything goes smoothly with that install. What's my commute look like? My commute? See, I keep getting like back and forth. My commute, like if I'm going up to the mod garage, I don't think that's for me. I think you guys just having a combo in there. Did you have to test fit the flat 6 before committing to the project? No, I haven't even put that engine in the car yet. I put half of a case half in the engine bay. That's it. I have no idea how it's going to fit. I have no idea how it's going to look. I haven't done it yet. I haven't test fit anything except for half of a case half. I know I took measurements. I know the EG33's width is the exact same as an EJ. The length, I want to say, is like 6 to 7 inches longer. Maybe it was 5 to 6. I don't know. It's definitely longer. It's not any wider. But no, I have not even test fit anything yet aside from half of a case half. If you can afford... Nope, that's not for me. Do you know if the GD brake knuckles fit on a GC? Want to do a full 4 and 2 piston swap. I don't think it's a direct swap over. I'm pretty sure the splines on the end of the knuckle. I'm pretty sure the splines on the end of the knuckle are different on the GC. I think you might have to do drivetrain also. I cannot confirm, but if anyone does know, feel free to throw some info in there. Hey Tanner, I've gotten into Subies about a year or two ago when you were making videos from the tiny garage. The tiny little garage. Of your previous house, pre-BRZ era. That was a while ago. That was fun. I do miss that garage all the time. And pre-BRZ era was fun too. I now want to get a GC, but not a lot of mods. What to do? So, I mean, if you're really looking for a GC, what most people do GCs is they do like 205, 207, 255 swaps into them. You need to be a little more... creative with modifications on the GC chassis and GD chassis too, because a lot of parts for GDs are starting to disappear nowadays. But you need to be a little bit more creative with how you're going to go about doing some of those modifications. Not all of them are going to be direct bolt up. Keep that in mind. Some of them you're going to have to cut things. You're going to have to like bend brackets, cut brackets, make it work. I think it's totally awesome if you want to snag a GC and start modifying it. Just keep in mind it's not going to be a direct bolt-on application like most 2015 plus WRXs and STIs are going to be out there. Nobody buys an STI saying they wish they had a WRX, but a lot of people that buy a WRX, myself included, end up wishing they bought an STI. So I sent it and traded it and bought one. That's not bad. I mean, I've heard... Actually, I don't think I've ever heard an STI owner say they wish they would have got a WRX. I can't say I've ever heard that either. Thoughts on in-front automotive. I want to get wheels and a few other things, and then I want to turn to engine modifications. Also, is that air intake on the 05 STI pretty good against water? Because Washington. Yeah, so first of all, 05 STI, I haven't had any issues with water, both washing the car and rain since I've had the car out on the road driving it around. As for in-front... My only experience with in-front was I called them to try to set up a tune like 2 years ago. The dude at the front desk told me to email over my list of modifications. He'd email me back, and then we'd go from there. I never got an email back. They never answered my phone calls again, so I never went to Outfront. So, I mean, that's my one experience that I've had with in-front. My bad. In-front. That's my only experience with in-front. Looking at a new oil pickup, baffle, and oil pan. I'm thinking either IAG or Killer B. Both are similar, but do you think one is better? I don't necessarily think one is better. I know the IAG one has the flapper doos that open and close to allow oil to flow or to go in but not go back up. Personally, I mean, I like Killer B. Killer B's been doing it a long time. Killer B's got like their oil pickup, windage tray, and baffle system pretty much worked out 100%, where you know you're getting a solid product. I think the IAG one's only been on the market for about a year now, so I mean, I don't know the long-term benefits of the IAG quite yet, but I mean, either one you go with is going to be a solid choice. Your room has evolved so much. What the dog doing? I don't know. I think he's running around playing with one of his toys right now. The room has evolved. I feel like there's a lot of like negative space over here I could do something with. And like up here somewhere, there's probably stuff we can do up there too. I don't know. Make sense. Go big or go home. Let's see, that's what I'm about. Oh, that reminds me. I saw this awesome oil cooler. The guy went front mount intercooler and put the oil cooler under the hood scoop. I've totally seen people do that. It works. I'm not a huge fan of doing it. Obviously, heat rises. You can heat soak the core a little bit, but you have direct air going through the hood scoop. Personally, if I had the option, I would block off the hood scoop entirely. Put the oil cooler up front somewhere, either behind or in front of the intercooler, just to get air flowing through. Because once you have the hood scoop blocked off, it helps the aerodynamics, so it all goes through the front of the grill. And instead of like splitting like here and here, it like mainly goes like focused down more. I have an 09 STI hatch. So it was the old lower control arm bushing. It's worn out. Do you or anyone in the chat know if the 2011 plus STI lower control arm or just the bushing is a direct swap? Is it a rear control arm or front control arm? I don't think... Actually, yeah. It should be direct swap over. So the suspension on the 08 to 14s is pretty much all the same. So you should just be able to direct swap over. Awesome. Thanks, bro. I'm so excited to have that Outfront Motorsports grocery getter. Should be a fun car. Outfront does awesome stuff. Does a fluid dampener work in a 2020 STI? Yes, it does. The crank pulley hasn't changed at all from 2004 to 2021 for STIs. I was on their site and I didn't see one for the 2020. Is it a big pain in the tail to install? No, it's really not a big pain to install. Obviously get like a company 23 crank pulley tool, or go to like AutoZone, get like a local one. Well, that way you can just hold the crank pulley in place. Or if you really want, you can just put the car in 6th gear, and for the most part that'll keep the crank pulley in place. If you really want, you can put the old accessory belt on, vice clamp it down, and then take it off that way to get that crank bolt off. But yeah, the crank hasn't changed, or the crank pulley hasn't changed from 2004 up to today as we sit here. That fluid dampener actually works on EG33s as well. The one that I have out in the garage is meant for an STI, but it fits on the EG33 crankshaft just perfectly. 2018 STI, after dealership oil change, dipstick reads up to the twist, so about half a quart over full. What is that about, and should I adjust it? I would definitely, if you have too much oil in the car, half the twist up, lines right there, half the twist up, I would definitely pull oil out. If you want, you can loosen the drain bolt a little bit and just kind of let it pee out. I wouldn't completely remove the drain bolt unless you have like really good precision skills of getting the drain bolt back in before everything like spills all over you. Yeah, I would probably pull a little bit out. How are you going to address lights on the STI and such? You running standalone? And so, good question. Lighting situation's already figured out. So we are running the stock ECU in the car to communicate with the BIU, so that way all the stock lighting in the car works, such as low beams, high beams, tail lights, brake lights, turn signals, everything like that. There's just nothing engine related that is now going to that ECU. So the standalone, we're using a Haltech Elite 2500 with their like display. We're using the Haltech dash because I don't want to mess with trying to make the stock cluster work. After getting into the wiring on that car, it's going to be such a pain to try to make any OEM type gauges actually work in that thing. So we're using the Haltech dash and with the Haltech Elite for engine management, and then the stock ECU and stock BIU are going to stay in the car to control body component stuff such as sunroof, headlights, fog lights, turn signals, brake lights, all that kind of stuff. For the race, put the EG in limp mode. I mean, we could just use the detuned version of it. Just got pulled over for the 6th plus time across multiple states in my Subaru in the past year. Jeez, I haven't gotten pulled over in like 3 years. I swear Subarus should come with a warning that you're going to get pulled over. I haven't been pulled over in years. I think the last thing I got pulled over for, which is a really bad story, I bought an 07 STI out of Portland, drove it back up here to Washington. I was waiting for my plates to get here. The temporary tag that they gave me wasn't for the car. They reused someone else's temp tag. I got pulled over because the officer ran the temp plate and it came back to like a 2017 4Runner or something like that. So the cop has me like pulled out of the car on the side of the road, me having to call a dealership, be like, yo, what the hell? You guys gave me this temp plate that's not even for this car. I have a cop standing here, pulled me over, so I'd have the cop talk to the dealership. And the dealership's like, oh, I feel like they're just trying to save money so that way they didn't have to buy another temp tag. But yeah, I think that was the last time I got pulled over. That was like 2 years ago. EZ30 wouldn't fit in the front of the Beetle without losing some foot space. I mean, that's all right. I mean, sacrifice foot space for some horsepower. Seems like a good trade-off, Fox. I have a TDO 516G. That's a good. I mean, that's a good turbo. That's a good turbo. What oil are you using to break in the motor? I will probably use Motorol's Mineral 10W40 break-in oil for the first like 500 miles. Change the oil, and then from there we'll probably use. Oh, what is it? The fancy Motorol oil. The fancier one. I'm drawing a blank. I don't remember the name of it. If it comes back to mind, I'll like spit it out. And we're back. Let's go 6-cylinder. See, that's what I'm saying. Welcome back, Forts. It's been in mid-80s the last few days, so my engine temp has been around 190 to 205. Is that coolant temp that you're referring to, Ricky? Should I flush the system and have new coolant? No, that's totally normal. Totally normal, man. Your thermostat or your fans should kick on at 205 degrees, then bring temperature back down to about 190 or so, and then it should, like, it's going to be an endless cycle of you going up to 205 degrees. You might see like 207, 209, and then it should kick back on, go back down to 190, but those are totally normal temperatures. I wouldn't worry at all. Favorite brand of cereal? I believe it was Cocoa Puffs. Pretty sure it's Cocoa Puffs. Any thoughts on good radar detectors? I just got pulled over for like the 1000th time today, and I'm tired of it. I don't trust radar detectors at all. I just don't trust it. I use Waze, which still isn't accurate. I just don't like radar detectors. I don't trust them. Every time it goes off, it's like a semi setting it off or something like that. So then you get like this false sense of security with a radar detector, where you're like, it's going off, and then you're like, okay, it's probably just going off because of semi, and then you're actually speeding or something like that, and then the cop like measures your speed, and then you get pulled over again. I'm just not a fan of radar detectors. Plumber, appreciate the dono, man, and we got our big old peach. Big old peach coming up in the comments. I'm all about the big old peach. Anything cocoa is good stuff. See, that's what I'm saying. It's a good cereal. Where'd my comment? Looking into getting upper and lower control arms as well as camber plates and bolts. What control arms do you recommend? And do I take it to... So, You could do... I've done a lot of my own alignments myself. I do a lot of string alignments in the garage. It just takes a lot more time to do a string alignment than it would be to take your car to a shop. If you don't want to spend the $100 to $150 to have someone else align your car, then by all means you can do a string alignment. I've got videos on how to do string alignments. But as for what like arms to use... getting rear upper and lower. Rear lower control arms, 100% white line. Or, no, not white line, SPC. SPC. They're white line control arms without the white line logo on them, and they're like $200 versus spending like $250, $300, something like that. All you need the rear control arms for is to be able to adjust camber properly. Same with the upper control arms. As for upper control arms, those get expensive. I know white line is a good set. I know there's like that bluish looking set. I don't remember the name of them. I want to say they're like SP2 or something like that. Also, plumber! We got 2 peaches! 3 peaches! Peaches for me. What is that song? Peaches for me. I don't remember the name of the song. And now it's like, what is this going to bother me? Who knows the Peaches song? What is the name of that song? If anyone remembers the name of the Peaches song, please throw it in the comments for me because it's going to drive me nuts. Millions of peaches. Peaches for... You know that I know you guys know that song. Unaiden R7 is great. Ooh. Like them live stream people. That's what I'm saying. Nick coming in here pleasing people up now. Can pick one up on Amazon. Picking stuff up on Amazon. I just bought some pants on Amazon. Because all of mine are dirty. Thank you. I swear my Subi looks like a sleeper, but I'm always getting pulled over. Jeez, what are you guys doing to get pulled over? Are you guys like speeding or anything like that? Is it just called Peaches? Is that just... President of the United States of America, Peaches. I was saying the name of the song the whole time. I'm glad I'm not the only... I'm glad everyone else knows the Peaches song. It's not just me. It's a good song. It's a good song. It's a good song. Good Peaches. POTUS. Where did I just go? I just got distracted with Peaches. What up, buddy? What up, Robert? How you doing, man? Doug, what up, Tanner? Can you do a video on EG33 timing? You made me curious in the last video. Yes. That's actually the video I'm shooting tomorrow. So there's 2 components to timing on the EG33. You have internal cam gear timing and then external timing. So I did the internal timing yesterday, which you guys are going to see in tomorrow's video. And then the external timing I'm going to be doing tomorrow. So that video will go live Friday, I believe. I believe it's Friday. So yeah, timing videos totally coming on the EG33. RMR means remember me. Oh! See, I'm so bad with acronyms. I just put some 255-4017s on my stock 2006 STI BBS. Hey, that's actually the size I'm running on my car also. What tire rim combo are you going to run on the 17 STI? 1100 to 1200 horsepower. You may need to run beadlocks and a smaller rim, like maybe 16.7 inch. So... I'm going to have multiple sets of wheels for that car. I'm going to have like a street wheel, and then obviously like the full send wheel. So the full send wheel I haven't ordered yet. The daily driving or the just normal driving around wheel I ordered yesterday. Actually 2 days ago. I'm not going to tell you what the wheel is. I will tell you the size. The wheel size for the 17 STI for like the normal driving wheel is 18 by 11 plus 16. So I'll tell you that much, but yeah, I'm gonna have multiple sets of wheels for that car. I am gonna end up getting wheels for the 05 STI, and I'm gonna take those stock STI BBSs, those 17-inch ones, and those are gonna be the ones that I'm gonna be running beadlocks on or something along those lines. So I hope that answers the question. Also, OST and STI, I appreciate the dono. CTC over Cocoa Puffs STI WX changed my mind. I can't change your mind on that one, man. I can't. There's nothing to change there. Talking about radar detectors. Bro, if you lived closer and the border was open, I'd buy pizza and beer. Ooh, I'm always down for pizza and beer. I'm always down for it. Is getting a catless downpipe from NVIDIA okay if you get a good tune for it? Yes, but good luck on trying to get a tune for that jack. Tuners ain't going to touch anything with catless. Damn, big boy wheels. That's what I'm saying. Wide body incoming. That's what I'm saying. These are big wheels. 18 by 11s. Woohoo! Nick, appreciate the dono, man. I never get pulled over because I am a responsible adult. And don't speed. No, I never speed. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I don't speed. I never speed. Don't speed over here. What can we do to get you to track the 17 STI? We are tracking the STI, the 17 STI. That car is going to live on the track probably more it's living on the street. And do an actual video with you driving it, LOL. That's going to happen with the 17 STI. That's the whole game plan with the STI. That's why we're doing a full roll cage and all of these other FIA requirements to be able to take this car out to the track and actually push it to its fullest potential. That's the game plan for that car. That car's literally going to be like 70% street, or 70% track, 30% street. That's the game plan there. Plus, I mean, it's so difficult for me to try to get up to the track. The closest track is, 3 hours away? 3 hours away? I think it's like 3 hours that way. I need to get out there. It's just expensive. Like going out to the track, I think it's like $250 a day. Your boy spends all his money on car parts and not track time. I forgot what the liter size of an EG. It's a 3.3 liter. I remember the GTR was 3.8 and the 3000 GT was 3 liter. Oh, LMAO. I forgot what oil I should run in the STI. I can't trust the dealership to do it. 5W40 oil. Typically stick with that. And the EG is a 3.3 liter. 3.3 liters of engine goodness. Also, Plumber, appreciate the dono, man. My tuner said if they tune anything catless, it would have to go under the books. Oh. Don't say what your tuner is then, because don't get them in trouble. I don't want anything going back to any tuners if they do decide to tune anything catless under the books. I personally, let's run R7, dashcam stuff. Haven't been catching up on the EG33 build, but will you be running it on no, we are not running it on Access port. The Access port only supports EJs and FAs for the Subaru world. Well, like I said, Haltech Elite 2500, we're doing a full standalone ECU. All the chooch with all the beans. We're going to have all the race functions. We'll probably have like rolling anti-lag, all the goodness. All the goodness. Come down to New Jersey. I'll keep you company with JR. Hey, I've never been to New Jersey. Can't say, but where did you get a bone? Where did you get this? Why are you hiding in the door? How long have you been hiding there?
I literally just walked in.
Have you, or have you just been hiding in the door?
I've been watching this whole time.
You've been watching the stream the whole time?
No. Kind of.
Wow.
Yes, definitely.
Wow. Any other car projects after the current one? Yeah, so the next car, there's obviously always going to be continuous car projects on the channel. I mean, that's something that I personally love to do. It's a huge hobby of mine. Without having a project car, I don't know what I would do with all my spare time. Next is either going to be a Nissan or a Mazda. I want to mix things up a little bit and get out of the Subaru world after the EG33 STI. Well, what am I saying? It's never going to be done. No car is ever done. The 05 STI is not going anywhere. The EG33 is not going anywhere. So we're just going to continue adding to the fleet somehow.
Nissan.
Austin STI, I appreciate the dono, man. Smeedia's EG33 versus Batterbuilt's 8-second STI. I think Batterbuilt would beat me. He's a better driver. I will 100% admit that any day of the week. He is a better driver.
Yeah.
He is a better driver than me. I've never driven on a drag strip before, so I mean, that dude like lives on a drag strip. He would walk me. But I think it'd be fun to do just for funsies. Matt, you have a GIF on the Discord, says Fox.
No, I don't.
Well, Fox says you have a GIF on the Discord. Good evening, Matt. Everyone says good evening to Matt. Everyone say hello to Matt. Matt is here.
Hello, it's me.
Where did I just go? My plate stickers expired, but because dude, the plate stickers on the 17 STI have been expired since 2019. 2020.
I don't want to talk about it.
2019. Talk about what?
I don't want to talk about it. You don't see my plates for the neon?
Yeah, 2014.
I don't even think it has a 1 in front of it.
2014? I think it's 2014 the last time I looked.
It's got to be before that.
I don't know.
I think it's 2012.
Is it?
Yeah.
Thoughts on the 2022 86 versus the 2022 BRZ? I was waiting for this comment to come up. FD builds. That's what I'm saying. I would do an FB. I would do an FB also. I like FBs. Let me pull up Plumber. We got more peaches. Millions of peaches.
Oh, that's
peaches for me.
Beautiful peach.
What is it? It's a GTA 6. GR.
GR86.
David, appreciate the dono, man. Quick question. I installed my SF intake and switched the tune for it. Car feels less responsive down low, leaving a stop. Is that normal? If you just installed the tune, let the car relearn. It has to go through an ECU learning process because like every time you reflash a car, I'm gonna be honest, it feels like butthole for the first 20 miles or first couple hours of driving it. Once the ECU starts to relearn parameters, it should start to pick back up on how it actually feels. I had to do it today on the 05 STI because I was getting some weird values just doing some troubleshooting. And it felt like straight butthole for the first, like, 15 minutes.
Oh, so sad.
What? The GR86 will be launched in Japan, offering 232 brake horsepower and 184 foot-pounds of torque. Up from the GT86, it can be 0 to 60 in 6.3 seconds, which is a 1.1 second quicker than its predecessor.
Man.
I'm gonna be honest. I like the GT86 more than the BRZ. I like it better.
They always make an angry face.
Versus BRZ.
BRZ always has the happy face.
I like it better.
Depends on if you like a mean-looking car or a happy little fun-looking car.
Why can't I find... Where's this? Where's this super version of the GR86 that they're talking about? I want that. But anyways, this. I like this. I think it looks better than the BRZ. Personal preference? I think it looks better. I think the bumper looks better. Where's like the BRZ? Where's the new BRZ versus...
it's got a more simple...
Let me type in 2022. The BRZ is just... I don't like it.
There's a lot going on. I like the BRZ's vents.
Is this the BRZ? Is that the BRZ?
No.
This?
The blue one right there, the roller.
That one. Yeah, I don't like the BRZ's front bumper. I don't like it.
See, I like it.
If I were to buy one, I would buy the GT86. I would buy this over the BRZ. I like the front end more. I think it's simpler. And it looks angry. This looks happy. They stuck with the happy and angry theme. I just noticed that. Well, yeah,
that's what I said.
I just noticed that from the older ones, though.
I'm angry.
What is this? I like this.
It looks kind of like a combination of
It's
both.
like a Supra. It has like Supra headlights, but on a GT86. It's very weird. I like that.
That looks like a...
That's the 2022 Toyota GR86.
Mm.
I like that. Can I get that? I'm getting off topic. I'm getting distracted again. See, every time we look up cars. But yeah, those are my thoughts on it. Got my car tuned by JR 2 months ago. I mean, I'd love JR to be able to tune the EG33, but it's just not realistic. He's on the other side of the country. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Fly him out.
Fly him out. David, appreciate the dono, man. Sweet, my numbers are looking good, so I'm not going to freak. As long as numbers are looking good, values are looking solid, you're not hearing any like extraneous noises, full send. I'm not flying JR out.
You can fly him out.
I'm not gonna fly him out. Why would he want?
You can fly him out, and I'll pay too.
Why would he?
We can split it.
What is he gonna tune all of the Subarus outside?
Yes.
Well, we're just gonna give him. Here's an 05 STI. Here's an 05 OBXT. Here's a 17 STI that's engine swapped. Here's an 05 Legacy.
I mean, we're paying to fly him out. He better be tuning whatever we got him to tune.
Did you figure out which turbo setup I'm going with? Yeah, so we're going to be running a single precision 6870 ball bearing divided turbo. It's going to be a 0.84 AR for the hot side. Like I said earlier, I don't want to go too high on AR because I don't want to sacrifice spool time spool time for top end power. So I mean, we're trying to find like a good medium right there. What's up, Tanner? I was out and about today, and I was coming to turn once. I slowed down, made the turn. My car shut off. I thought I didn't press the... so it did it again once I did another. So your car's shutting off as you're turning? I would say check your wiring harness under the wheel well. If you're lowered... Check the wiring harness under the wheel well. If you're turning, that's the only thing I could think of that would be causing that, is if you're turning, the tire's hitting the harness.
Or if it has nothing to do with turning and it's just you slowing down, you could have a vacuum leak.
That's also true.
It's not reading on the map and killing it.
That is also true, because if it's under load, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
But if you're coming to a stop, then it's going to be... It would have to be a big leak, though. Like, a small leak isn't going to kill the car. Mm-hmm. It would have to be like a hose completely popped off.
Stopping fast.
Yeah.
You could have just from a hose.
Check for leaks. Check wiring harness. If you're low, check wiring harness. If you haven't done anything to the engine, or if like you heard like a weird pop noise, like a hose popped off or something like that, check for vacuum leaks. All STI owners wish they got a wagon. I don't wish I got a wagon. So I guess some of them wish they had a WRX. I just want the Lavorg. I want that. STI owners say that that's one. 2017 STI on E85.
Yes.
That's for the car shut off one. Vacuum leaks. I'm gonna say vacuum leaks or wiring harness. Should buy the 2022 8.6 and Subaru badge swap it. I mean, we could do it. Also, appreciate the dono, my friend. I mean, we could do it.
You could.
We could.
You have the technology.
I'm not going to, but we could. Just saying.
I am very much contemplating buying a new BRZ, so...
Do it.
Okay. All right, it's done!
You want... Yeah, that's a good addition to your channel.
Yeah.
Get a 2022 BRZ.
I gotta cover the other 3 cars first before...
No, you don't. No, you don't. Just keep
At
adding
least
to
of
the
some
fleet.
sort.
Just keep adding to the fleet. I will never want a wagon. I mean, I want a wagon. I like wagons, but as an STI owner, I don't wish that I got a wagon over my STI. Like, I like my STI. I mean, I like it.
You can have both.
You can.
You could just buy both.
You can. Or, I mean, you could just STI swap.
Like, that's
A
why I
wagon.
have I'm slowly obtaining a fleet of wagons.
You have 2.
There you go. Slowly obtaining a fleet. Find me another one. And somewhere to park it. We already got somewhere to
I
park
thought
it.
we were
Let's
making
do
a
it.
parking lot back there.
We are. See,
Yeah, see?
shh. You just can't mention that.
You can get an STI wagon. Yeah. No, well, we can't get STI wagons in the United States. OEM ones, at least. You can in Japan.
Jump in a time machine.
What, and go buy one and
Get
just...
the Livorg 20 years from now. And
send
it back.
Then it wouldn't be 20 years old. Is 900 CAD overpriced for a Pro Tune on a WX STI? What is CAD to USD? CAD to USD. We're going to do a conversion.
Yes.
900. No, that's not bad.
No.
That's fairly normal. Was it? Why is it not show? Why is it still showing this BRZ right here? Window capture. Why is it not showing?
I gotta sit.
You gotta sit like what? For some reason, it's not showing it on this end. It's still showing that. But yeah, I mean, that's about $715.05. That's fairly normal. What is happening here? It opened an entire new tab. That was weird. Totally normal. Connor, appreciate the dono, man. Volvo V70R build. I mean, I like Volvos. That'd be a fun
I
one.
like the real old boxy Volvos.
I don't know how to work on a Volvo, but I could figure it out.
They're a party car.
Show the Johnnies. I can't. The Johnnies get dropped off tomorrow, so you know I'm going to tease you guys with some Instagram photos of the new Johnnies when they get dropped off. I'm excited for them. They're some wide boys.
Are they?
Yeah, don't say the name because I
don't know anything about them.
Nobody knows. You know the size. I've told everyone the size, but not the actual wheel. I want an STI Baja. I've seen a couple people STI swap Bajas. Bajas are interesting cars. I personally don't think I'd ever get a Baja. I think I'd get a Brat over a Baja. I like the Brats. Brats are cool. I like Brats. What are your thoughts on the 11 to 14 STI? Planning on getting one soon. If you're going to get a GR chassis or GR GV, the 11 to 14 is personally the way I would go, whether it's either a hatch or a sedan. The 08 to 10s had minor issues with them. The 08s being a little bit worse and the 09s being a little bit worse. They fixed some of it on the 10s. But the 11 to 14s, you're going to get a lot more revision with the actual like internal components of the motor. I know on the 08 to 10s, when they did the swap from 07 to 08, they had some motor issues with the bearings. I don't think they fully corrected those until 2011 when they actually put the new series out into production. I'm pretty sure those are like covered under the lawsuit that people are suing Subaru for right now, or like the 08 to 10s, along with a couple other years.
They get a lot more than that.
Yeah, I know. If you're gonna get a GR GV 11 to 14,
Also, I'd throw out there the huge issue with early production GR and GVs that had the stupid crap with the firewall.
Yeah, the firewall crack.
And 90% of you don't even realize you have it. If you got a squeaky pedal and it feels all stupid, you can't see my foot. Your pedal feels all stupid when you're pushing it. Your firewall's probably broken.
It's a huge pain to fix. They have to pull the dash, pull the motor. I think they have to weld both sides of it. Yeah, I mean, you weld there.
They weld at the pinch welds, so it's like right where the cowling. You take the cowling off. You take all this stuff on top of the motor off, scrape it off there, and you gotta like re-weld all those little spots. They don't add any like.
Do they still cover that under TSB?
Nope.
Really?
There was a TSB, and it had like a 6-year warranty on it.
Oh, and we're there.
But so many people didn't realize their foot was all stupid.
How? Oh, I bet that's
so nobody got it done.
I bet that's expensive.
It's like $3,000.
Yeah, nope, no, thank you.
That's why you should just buy one of those.
I've seen people drill out the spot welds and put bolts in there.
You could do that.
I mean, I've seen people do it.
I mean, if it works,
it's not
it works.
$3,000. It's 80 cents.
Yeah.
Also, I appreciate the donos, you guys. Vincent, 5K STI trans swap on WRX, worth it for 400 to 500 wheel horsepower. I think so. You're getting a bulletproof transmission at that point. You're able to swap over to 5x114. You're able to use Brimbos a lot easier. 100%. I think it's worth it in my opinion. AOS versus oil catch can. AOS is 90% of the time going to be my suggestion. If you live somewhere that experiences extreme cold, get a catch can over an AOS. Once you like get up to like super far north or like super areas that are like minus like 30 to 40, the return line on the AOS can freeze from moisture buildup, blocking the return, so oil's just going to get backed up, oil vapor, it's going to build up pressure, so it's not going to be a good time. So if you live somewhere that's extremely cold, a catch can is going to be the way to go. If you live in like, I don't want to say normal climate because normal for everyone is considered different, but I'd say something that doesn't see below like 0 degrees Fahrenheit regularly, I'd say get an AOS.
0 degrees regularly.
Regularly?
I don't want to be there.
Temperature is considered normal temperatures are different for everyone for wherever they live.
I'm cold here, and I've lived here all the time.
That's true.
So
Nick, appreciate the donut, man. Guard the car. Wait, what? Guard the carotid. My man's gets a paper.
cut Higoni.
What?
Guard to hair. Carotid. My man's gets a paper cut. Hegone.
Don't get paper cuts. Or avoid paper cuts. I don't even know. Nick,
My
I'm so
man's
confused.
gets a paper cut. He gone.
What oil pan am I running on the EG33? It's going to be a custom-built oil pan by the fabricator. So I was actually down at his shop today picking up the modified crank sprocket. I almost called it a pulley. The modified crank sprocket. He's going to be doing a custom oil pan, oil pickup. He'll probably just do baffling in the oil pan. We probably won't run a windage tray. I just don't see a point in it if we're just doing crazy baffling in the oil pan. He's doing radiator, intercooler piping, modifying the manifold, and downpipe, and I think that's it. Beeline Automotive Top Mount Oil Cooler. That is the top mount that a lot of people use. Rip. Nick, are you alright? Nick, are you everyone's saying like, Nick, you good? Was there some crazy typos? I'm watching over here in case Nick comes back.
He said guard the carotid. My man's gets a paper cut. He gone.
Now I see it. Who's?
I don't know what we were talking about.
What? How did that come up? How did that come up? Front, thanks much, Tanner. No problem, man. Bailey, so my 11WX build is pretty much done with the exception of quality of life stuff on the interior. It has been pro-tuned. I'm wondering if adding an AOS will affect the tune if I install now. No, it should not affect your tune as long as it is a AOS that can, as long as it's a closed loop AOS, essentially. So as long as nothing is venting to the atmosphere, it's not going to need any adjustment. If you get one that's like the competition series from IAG that vents everything to the atmosphere, it is going to need tuning adjustment because it's no longer a closed loop system. So you're obviously venting air out to the atmosphere. It just needs a small tuning adjustment. It shouldn't be anything major. Jack, appreciate the dono. We got Lemonhead over here. We got Mr. Lemonhead. I like it. I like Mr. Lemonhead.
I'll just copy every dono.
You're going to what, every single one? People are going to start doing some weird donos. All-wheel drive Connor! What's up, dude? Notice me, Smedia. I'm noticing you, future. Hello. Notice me, senpai. That's what people say, right? Thoughts on the Anki RS05RR on the STI. What are those wheels? Anki, those are wheels, right? Anki RS05RR. NK. I like these wheels. They look good. They're good looking wheels. If I were to get some, I'd probably get them in this color. Probably not that color. It's a little too much for me. Is that the black? No. Is that gray? Notice me, senpai.
Man, those look pretty cool.
Do they do them in gold? That's cool. That's neat. I like them. I think they're a good looking wheel. Good looking wheel right there. Good looking wheel.
It look good.
Just to add, I didn't even think about it before getting my car tuned. Yeah, you're totally fine to add an AOS, as long as it's a closed loop system like the Street Series. Unless it's a radio. See, look at that. I don't even, people coming in here answering questions for me. Work Kiwamis. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the Kiwamis. A lot of people like them. What are they, the CR Kai Kiwamis?
So they had the CR Kai, and then they replaced them with the CR Kiwami.
I thought it was the same wheel.
Kiwami.
Pretty sure it's the same wheel.
It is the same wheel. It's just like
Pretty sure
updated. It has little cutouts, different spots.
Different
Revised.
spots. So I'm trying to take my stock end link out, but the thread is now spinning in place. There's a hole where you put an Allen key right in the middle of the end link. Put the Allen key in there, get a ratchet on there, and then it'll hold the stud still, so that way the whole thing doesn't just spin.
Allen key, box end.
Bro, that's inappropriate.
Turn.
It's inappropriate. Jeez.
Hand motions!
Not the street things, but is an oil catch can safe to use instead of an AOS? Yes, 100%. Just remember. Oh, I knew it was going to do it. 100%. Yes, catch cans are good. Just remember to empty it. Where am I right now?
Yeah, there.
Oh, right here. Gotta know 7 Legacy GT VF40 EJ255. Where would there be ECU issues if I upgrade to a VF48? I mean, no, you just need like a minor. I'm gonna be honest, you could probably swap. No, you're gonna need minor tuning adjustment. Just minor. I mean, to be honest, you could probably swap from VF40 to a VF48 and not tune for it.
I swapped from a VF40 to a 52.
You got
the
tuned,
40 was
didn't
at
you?
my stock. I ran it for a little bit of time without doing it, and it seemed to.
I'm gonna be honest.
I wouldn't trust it, but
I mean, the VF48 is decently bigger than an. I would get a tuning adjustment for it. Just get a tuning adjustment for it. Matt, you're turning me on.
You're welcome.
That's for Matt D.
You're welcome.
Fellow Matt. Is that our neighbor, Matt?
I don't know. Are you a 1T Matt? I'm a 2T Matt.
He's a 1T
Thanks
Matt.
for appreciating the 2T. I appreciate the 1Ts.
You haven't had your pullover cherry popped? I've been pulled over multiple times. I just haven't been pulled over in like 2 years. I got popped a long
I
time.
haven't had my arrested cherry popped, so.
I've never been arrested either.
Yeah.
Like, knock on wood on that one. What are some good spirited driving spots in Washington near Tacoma? Head up to Mount Rainier. The base of Mount Rainier is actually pretty good. They have a lot of, like, Alder Lake area. You go out towards, like, Alder Lake, and you just keep going. There's a lot of really good roads back there. What is it? Camp 1 has a lot of, like, really good twisties also. Go check them out.
You can go up the little drive by Sky Island. At the base of Sky Island, you look it up on a map. Sky Island, they got it's like some guy's name.
There's also Diablo Dam up north that has a lot of good roads.
Yeah.
That's nowhere near Tacoma. 300V. Thank you, Hunter. Jesus, I totally spaced on that oil. Jesus, people were asking me what oil I was gonna run in the EG33 STI, and I was like, it's the good Motul oil. The good.
It's in the garage right now.
I forgot.
I literally just put it in my car.
Literally forgot the name of it.
Literally.
Between my Mustang and Subi, I've been pulled over about 14 times. Luckily, no tickets, but I've only had my license for 3 years. You've been pulled over 14 times in 3 years?
The SRT only ran for a year, and I got pulled over like 20 times and got tickets like 8 of them.
Question, do you have to get a tune for a 15 STI when you install a downpipe on a Tomei exhaust with air intake? Yes, you will. I mean, if you're just doing a turbo 15, what do you mean? If you're doing a downpipe and Tomei exhaust, I would not suggest doing an air intake with a downpipe on the 15 plus STI unless you're doing the fuel system also. They don't make an OTS tune for that at all, so at minimum, either get an E-tune to compensate for it, so that way they're turning down boost a little bit so you're not leaning out, blowing up your motor, or grab injectors, fuel pump, and like a Cobb fuel pressure regulator kit just to help fix the fuel stumble, and go from there. But that combo of mods that you have going on right there, I would not run with an OTS tune. I hope the government doesn't outlaw gasoline engines in the near future. If they were ever to outlaw gasoline engines, it would be like 200 years from now. Like, the government can't force people. What is it, like 99% of cars on the road are gasoline? They're not just going to be like.
It would be impossible for
people
to catch up financially to make that.
Yeah,
decision.
there's no feasible way for that to happen. At least for the next 60 years, I'd say. Long time. Plumber WX, Matt loves peach. Do you love peach?
Plumber, I'm not redoing that one.
Pete, appreciate the donos, Plumber. FP Blue versus 20G thoughts. I mean, if you're talking about 20G like Cobb 20G, it's going to max out at about 400 wheel horsepower. People have pushed them a little bit farther, but Cobb rates them to about 400. If you're looking at the FP Blue is going to be rated a little bit more, about 425 with their standard journal bearing model and their stock compressor size housing. Really comes down to how much power you want. If you want more than 400, get the FP Blue. If you want up to 400, get the Cobb 20G. My WRX hits 210, 215 coolant temp consistently, only has about 1,700 miles on it. I mean, that's still pretty normal. I mean, the FA20 is going to run differently than an EJ. An EJ, the fans kick on at 205 degrees, and then starts to cool everything down. So it should be between about 190 to about 209 on an EJ. That should be a normal operating range on the FA20. I think it's a little bit higher.
And if he's in a colder temp or a hotter temp, it's going to be harder for it to keep that.
Yeah. I mean, with stock fans. Mm-hmm. Just checked. Just ordered my Undian R3 radar detector. We are talking about radar detectors earlier. Where did you buy the JDM side mirrors on your STI? They are discontinued. They've been discontinued for 3 years. I've had people ask me if I would sell them. I will not sell mine. Those are like stupid hard JDM mirrors to find at this point. I think I bought the last set off of Rally Sport Direct 3 years ago that they had. If you are looking for a set, Yahoo Auctions, you can only buy used ones at this point. But everyone wants those mirrors. The ones on the 17 STI, the blue tinted OEM. Yeah, the OEM ones. Yeah. Everyone wants those. Everyone. I will not sell them. I love those mirrors.
It's the little things.
Man. I love discontinued JDM parts that are hard to find. I love it. My favorite thing about it. That's why I have like the OEM JDM like S4 exhaust guards and everything like that. I like JDM stuff. I have JDM.
I find it weird they have discontinued parts on a car so new.
I know, right? I have JDM suspension stuff that they don't sell anymore too.
Yeah.
Like chassis bracing and all that they put on the. Was it the S4 that came out? Was that like the special edition V8 chassis was the S4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Let's get the Burnett gas station to carry E85 for us. That would be nice. Also appreciate the dono, Connor. It's just no one ever carries E85 locally unless you go to like JBLM, Snoqualmie. I think that's it. The Mod Garage stocks E85, but I don't know how much.
Let's get up at drums.
We need
our own gas station.
We don't use E85. I used to.
In the future.
Yeah. Connor, appreciate the dono, man. Also, I got my dual fuel pumps from the Mod Garage. Ooh!
Nice.
It's a good setup right there. Is it Radium or Deechworks? I know Deechworks just came out with one also. Mad credit for all the work you do in such a small garage space. Any plans for a workshop in the near future? Not in the near future. It's expensive. Like, I don't know if like it portrays well in the videos, but like there's so much money that goes into like literally all of my money goes into the channel. I would like a shop space would be nice in the future. Like if we could ever get one. I don't foresee that happening for some time though. Like I don't. If your channel continues to grow, we can get a shop and split it. Big shop.
Where are you putting it?
I don't know. We could just go rent one. No,
backyard.
I'm saying we go rent one somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't think Sam would let us put one in the backyard.
She doesn't know.
She would.
Sam, if you're watching this, I'm sorry.
I think she'd know. She'd walk out there and know. She would know.
Maybe.
I
mean,
know,
depends on how often people look out there.
Peaches. I was singing the Millions of Peaches song. Millions of peaches. Peaches for free. Millions of peaches. Peaches for me.
This is what this live stream comes down to now.
What's up, my man? Saw your boy's YouTube on the ride. Hey, there he is. There he is. Hooning! Is the flat 6 going to be twin turbo? We're doing one big old single turbo because it's more cost effective to do one big single, and it should still respond fairly well since we're doing a smaller AR with ball bearing setup. Jesus, I can't talk. Radium with AEM fuel pumps. Hey, that's what I have in the 17 STI. I have the Radium dual fuel pump setup in that car.
That's what I need.
Yeah. Except I think I have two 430s or something like that for fuel pumps.
I think they're 450s.
They're AEM's biggest fuel pump.
Fat boys.
They're the biggest fuel pump AEM sold. I have 2 of them.
I am looking forward to seeing that thing try and idle.
It's not. It's going to be very choppy idle.
3,000.
Or just...
Yeah.
I'm so curious.
That's probably what's going to happen.
Advanced camouflage backyard shop.
Exactly.
Matt's channel. What's his channel so I can go watch? Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Am I typing down there? Yep. Matt List DI. If anyone wants to go watch Matt's channel, check out his videos. It's in the comments. Go swing over there. How many subs you at?
I don't know.
80?
I don't want to know.
80?
I think I'm at 7.
80? Man, there it is. Plumber, appreciate the peach, man. Back to the millions of peaches.
Nice peaches, Plumber.
Nice peaches, man. Nick, appreciate the dono, man. LOL, read my last dono. Everyone thinks I'm drunk. It took us a couple tries to read it to figure out what was going on, but we got to figure it out. Block the carotid artery. No paper cut. Don't lose your dude. Right?
Is that... I'm confused on why... Was that when I was kicking in the air?
Is that a paper cut? Why the paper cut, though?
I don't know. Because I'm wearing my old man shoes?
I have the same ones. They're moccasins. If you go in on a shop with me, I got 2.5 acres we can build a shop on. I mean, that would be dope. But
Done. No.
Don't commit to anything yet. Jeez.
Give me a little bit to think about.
Jeez. All right, I've got to hop off, you guys. I appreciate the donos tonight, you guys. We've been going for a little over an hour. I still have to edit tomorrow's video right after I hop off of this one. But next live stream will be Friday, as always. So, appreciate everyone swinging through. Appreciate all the donos. If I didn't get to your question tonight, please feel free to swing into the live stream on Friday. The earlier you guys jump in, the easier it is for me to be able to get to your guys' comments sooner. But I hope everyone has a killer rest of their week, and